Hey guys, JRChunks21 here. So, I did have someone ask me something earlier today. Or, I should say yesterday. Today is Monday. I know, I uploaded stuff on Sunday. I uploaded vlogs on Sunday, and you guys don't like vlogs. I can tell by the number of views they get. But I decided I kind of wanted to do this for you guys. I like the vlogs. I don't really have to edit them as much as I have to edit the actual big content that I do. So when it comes to stuff like I'm running close on a deadline, stuff came up, I usually will do vlogs. And usually they are more personal, they're more me reaching out to you guys to tell you stuff. So I decided, since someone asked me some of the stuff that freaks me out, or he used the word phobia. I don't really have phobias. I had them when I was younger, but right now I don't really have any that I can think of. So, these are some of the stuff that freaks me out. So, we're going to start out with actually one of my phobias that I didn't break until, I want to say, 9th grade year, my freshman year in high school. Sorry, I'm used to swishing my hair back, but that's gonna change soon because I'm gonna get cut. I was afraid of heights. I believe that is. Actually, I don't even remember what that is, what phobia that is, but it was a deadly phobia. I wouldn't get to a certain height unless I couldn't see over the edge. Then, about freshman year, I rode my first roller coaster. My sister talked me into it. And I got addicted. I got really addicted. Now I love doing rappelling. I like riding roller coasters. In fact, if you guys aren't aware, one of the fastest roller coasters in the country and in North Carolina is Fury 325. That is in Carowinds, North Carolina. I've rode that a ton of times, and I love it. Like, I am addicted. But now to get into stuff that I'm actually not afraid of, I just don't like doing it. I don't really like public bathrooms. I don't even really like the one that I use at my house. The reason is, there's no window. This is paranoia for me. I like to have a way out of stuff. I like to have a way to escape, if I have to. So, if there's no window, or no way to escape, I really don't like it. It's just me. Another thing I really don't like is I don't like doing anything with my hands that aren't. I don't like shaking. I don't like, the high five. I don't like hugging. Now, I will hug certain friends, really close friends, family members, and I think one or two girls I've hugged. But that was only, they were sad, I hugged them just to, be a nice guy. Even then, I really didn't. I don't like hugging. I don't like hugging people I'm not that familiar with. And I've had people hug me that I'm not familiar with. And my reaction is always shocking to them. It's like, what? Do I smell? No. You're hugging me, and I don't like it. I don't like someone hugging me and controlling what I can do. If they're stronger. If they're not, I still don't like it. Another thing, until recently, I was afraid to do. I was afraid to speak in front of people. I was afraid to stand up and talk to people in front of a crowd. Now, my ethics and community relations and another criminal justice course made me stand up and talk in front of people. And I did a really good job. Actually, there were 3 different classes that made me do it, and all 3 teachers said that I did a really good job. So, I attribute that to the Explorer training. A lot of my either phobias or fixes to the phobias were from the training. Now, stuff that I'm still kind of afraid of. I am afraid of chickens. live chickens. I grew up in a small town in Indiana called Hillsburg, Indiana. And in that little town, there was a chicken. One of my neighbors had a small farm of chickens, very small. I would go and hang around his house, and the most evil little chicken would run out and try to peck me. And I'd end up running clear, I'd run several hundred feet to get away from this chicken. So since then, I don't like chickens. They scare me. Because if you've never had a chicken actually peck you, my friend got pecked by this chicken. And his arm was it was covered in blood with a couple of pecks. I'm like, not doing it. And if you know anything about chickens, when they see blood, the whole group will clusterfuck it. They will go after you. So his arm's bleeding, and every chicken, like 50 of these motherfuckers, just come running at him. My friend's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, I'm out of here. I ran down the street. I was out. I'm gonna get pecked to death by a bunch of chickens. So, in my opinion, yeah, I'm afraid of chickens. I don't like them. Other things I'm kind of afraid of. I'm a little bit afraid of, someone else driving. Like, I'm fine with my mom and dad driving, but at certain points, I tense up because their driving is so much more different than mine. Other things I'm just really afraid of. I'm afraid of... I'm kind of afraid of aircraft. I don't really like getting in an airplane. I haven't been in one in years. So just going off back then, I'm afraid of it. One thing I'm really afraid of. I'm afraid of people in trench coats. People in trench coats or really long coats. Like, even if they're not trench coats, if they're just hanging really low, I'm afraid of it. That also comes from training, because only 2 people wear trench coats in the summertime in North Carolina. Now, that's a generalization. There are other people, but it's pretty rare to come across them. The people I'm talking about are, A, the people that are concealing shit inside the trench coat, because if you've ever worn a trench coat, I have worn one, you can hide some serious shit in that trench coat. Don't like it. Or streakers. And I have actually encountered one of these guys. Mom and Dad were out of the state for, I can't even remember what reason, but I was hanging out with my buddy, not Asylum, he was a buddy of mine from school. We drove down the street, and this dude, we stopped at a red light. This dude was crossing in the crosswalk, one of the few crosswalks where I live at. And he stops in front of us, and he undoes his trench coat, and I'm like, oh God, we're about to get carjacked. No. Whips it open, and the dude is butt-ass naked underneath there. I'm like, well, it's a shame I'm only 19, so I can't drink. So, I don't like trench coats. I don't like them at all. Even in the wintertime, I get really scared or paranoid when I see one. Like, I start getting really defensive. Other things I don't like, I have issues with names. And I'll remember a face if I've seen it enough. If I've only ever seen you once and I introduced myself, and then you come up like a month later and you're like, hey, what's up, John? I'm like, who are you? How do you know who I am? I need an adult! I need an adult! It scares the crap out of me when that happens. And usually it's a misunderstanding, because they'll come up and they'll say, hey, John, and I'm like, bud, I'm sorry that I don't know who you are. Oh. Well, we met a month ago. You asked out my sister. She said no. I'm like, oh, you're Mark. what's up, buddy? That's happened on more than one occasion. The guy's name wasn't Mark. Another thing I'm afraid of. I am afraid of just, I'm afraid of when certain elder, I'm 21. If you're 69 and you come over and you say something like, "Oh, well, don't you just look cute?" And you say it with that inflection that's like, "Oh God, I am not comfortable here." I've had that happen before where the inflection implied more than just, "Oh, you're cute." Like, "Oh, you're handsome. You're so young. You're handsome. You look good in your suit." No, no. This was a different inflection. I am afraid to see any of my exes. Or not any of them, a few of my exes. Certain exes, I really do not want to meet. They scare me. Either because they've proven in the past that they're more than adept at beating the crap out of me. And yes, I'm not afraid to admit a couple of my girlfriends in the past were able to beat me up. Mostly because I was taught never to fight girls. My sister doesn't count. I think any guy who has had a sister has fought with his sister, and I do it all the time. In fact, my sister was my first real sparring partner. So yeah, I'm afraid to meet her. I'm afraid to meet most of my exes. That's about it. There's not a lot I'm afraid of. Now I gave you guys a complete list, but there's stuff that, I'm afraid of certain insects, actually. Certain insects scare me. Now, that's not a phobia. It's not irrational. A lot of the insects that I'm afraid of, like centipedes and millipedes, the reason I'm afraid of those is solely because at one point, when I was growing up, I was like 8 or 9 years old. I come in and my sister's having a party with her friends, and they're watching this really scary movie where this gigantic centipede just bit some guy's head off. I don't even know what the hell they were watching, but it scared the living shit out of me. To this day, I don't like centipedes or millipedes. Too many legs. Cut off all but 2 of their legs, and they're fine. But if they've got all their legs, we got a problem. You shouldn't have more than 2 legs. Unless you're an animal, a mammal. Stuff like that. I think everyone's been afraid of this at one point or another, but I'm actually afraid of fast-moving water. Now, when I say that, fast-moving water is different than, I don't mean really fast rapids. I mean, even in the ocean. If you're in the ocean and you get swept away somehow. That scares me. I don't really... Fast-moving water is kind of just the generalization. The reason for that is I'm a scuba diver. I don't do it all the time. I haven't done it in a while. But I can just imagine how terrifying it is being underwater and getting swept away. There's really nothing else I'm afraid of that I can think of. I'm sure I'll upload more videos Excuse me. I'm sure I'll upload more videos later explaining more stuff I'm afraid of, but as for now, not really afraid of that much. Hope you guys enjoyed this. This has been a kind of special video, and I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because in a couple months, beginning of March, early March around, I don't know exactly what day, early March, we will be starting our charity streams for Special Olympics in North Carolina. One thing I am not afraid of is to admit that at one point I had serious issues with disabilities. I had serious issues with my ADHD and bipolar and autism. I had issues socializing. was so alone. It was dark. I'm even willing to. I'm not even gonna hide the fact that at points I contemplated killing myself. So, I really, this is a noble cause. Helping out these young children, these young people. Because most of the people I've met through Special Olympics of North Carolina, these are younger children, these are young teens that are going through and showing such courageous abilities. So I really, really want you guys to turn out and help out with this. Because once we start raising for Special Olympics, it's live streams. Your donations to the live stream chat go to Special Olympics North Carolina. There'll be a link in the description for that. It'll go to where you can go to donate. All of it goes to Special Olympics. I want Special Olympics of North Carolina to see that this channel, to see that all of us care. So I hope you guys are ready for that. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell all your friends. This is a good channel. We've grown a lot and done a lot more than what I originally planned. So I hope you guys are ready for that. This year is going to be a big year for us. I'll see you guys next time.